I have this problem. I can't seem to go to sleep at night or wake up in the morning. And now that I say that out loud, those two things probably have something to do with one another, right? As long as I could remember, I've always been a night owl. But lately, trying to wake up for my classes is getting harder and harder, and even when I do wake up on time, I just take 3 steps back by laying in bed playing Block Blast for 45 minutes. Above all though, there's so many things I would love to be able to incorporate into my morning routine, but I literally just don't have the time for it. And trust me, this is not a new development. For the past few years, I've been in a constant cycle of deciding I need to do something about my sleep schedule. Waking up early for one single day, thinking to myself, oh wow, that felt really great, I should do this every day. And then the next night proceed to stay up until 2 in the morning watching an in-depth analysis of how the Fairly Odd Parents fell off. This can't be good long term, right? Well, according to every single sleep expert on the planet, no, obviously fucking not. Why would prioritizing 3-hour videos about SpongeBob's skin theory instead of sleeping be a good thing for your physical or mental health? I don't need to explain to you the horrible side effects of losing out on sleep, so here's just pictures of a Google search telling you that it's bad. Pretty shit, right? There's 2 questions that I need to answer before I could even begin to think about fixing my sleep schedule. First, what's keeping me up so late? And second, what's preventing me from going to bed early? Well, for one, I think it's the sense of freedom that I feel at night. I'm done with work, I'm done with school, everybody's asleep, and I could literally just do whatever I want. During the day, it always feels like I could be doing something more productive, but at nighttime, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. What else is there to do? Sleep? I clearly want to change those, so what's stopping me? It's so much work. I could probably just start doing it, right? When I got to writing that part of the script, I was kind of hoping that I would have at least a few valid reasons for wanting to stay up late or not being able to go to bed early, but it turns out I can't really justify it. Which sucks because I really wanted to be able to. Considering I've been doing this for like my entire life, it kind of sucks to try to sit down and come up with a list of reasons to do something and run out after one. Of course staying up late is fun, but I'm not 8 years old staying up past my bedtime. I'm 19 years old and staying up past my bedtime. And that's a little more sad, especially considering that when I don't get enough sleep, I wind up feeling anxious and irritable, and my energy levels are so low that I have no motivation to go to the gym or stop playing Fortnite. I'm essentially making my life worse just to be temporarily satisfied that nobody interrupted me while I was playing Minecraft. And that's no way to live. Alright, so no valid reasons to stay up late, clearly detrimental to my physical and mental health. Now that we've established very obvious things, let's come up with a plan. This portion of the video is sponsored by the glare on my TV because I have one of my lights set up like right there and I don't feel like fixing it, so we're both just gonna ignore that, please. If I'm gonna start waking up early, then there needs to be some goals. The problem that I've had in the past is that I've had no motivation to get up early because there's nothing to actually wake up for, no structure. So let's just set some very basic goals. The problem that I have with my current routine is not having time to get anything done in the morning, including getting ready for my day. So that seems like a good first goal, right? Stop fucking myself every single morning by waking up 15 minutes before I have to leave the house. That allows me to get off to a much calmer start to my day, and I'm assuming that not waking up in fight or flight because I need to leave the house in 10 minutes would positively impact my mood for the rest of the day. Just a guess though. I've also noticed throughout the years that my creativity tends to come out late at night. For example, I'm writing this part of the script at 1 in the morning. I think the only reason my creativity comes out late at night though is because that's the only time I give myself room to think. When I fill room that could be used for critical thought with speedrunning getting ready every morning, it doesn't bode well for being in a creative mindset for the rest of the day. The thing that I'm taking away from this is that the way I spend my morning really dictates my mood for the rest of the day. When I wake up in a panic because I need to get ready in 10 minutes, of course I'm going to feel panicked for the rest of the day. When I don't give myself room to think in the morning, of course I'm not going to be able to create anything during the day. I play Block Blast first thing in the morning, so of course Jesus Christ. So the working plan right now is to wake up at 7, and that would give me 2 hours to get things done before I need to leave the house. And let's be real, like an hour failsafe when I inevitably lay in bed too long. I'm really looking forward to doing this though, so the only thing left to do now is sleep. As it turns out, immediately not being in fight or flight first thing in the morning is a good thing. Like I mentioned before, the sense of freedom was the thing that was keeping me up at night, but the thing that I failed to realize for all this time was the sense of dread that I feel when I'm staying up late. When I'm sitting at my desk at 1 in the morning playing Minecraft, watching the clock slowly tick, it feels like I'm watching minutes being shaved off of the next day. It's mostly punishing my future self rather than it is rewarding my current self. At nighttime, I have free range to do whatever I want, but more than anything, I want to do productive things. The only problem is most of them are only possible during the day. Essentially, there's two sides of my brain. One loves staying up late, and the other half is screaming at the first half because it wants to go to sleep. So for all intents and purposes, I basically have a civil war going on in my brain, and for now I have a peace treaty. I've been waking up early the past week or so, and it's such a sense of relief to wake up and know that I have at least a full hour to actually get ready for my day. I've also been trying my best to get a full 8 hours of sleep every night to varying degrees of success. I could probably chalk most of that up to bringing my electronics into bed with me. If my bed is simultaneously the place where I watch Kermit singing at the Academy Awards along with trying to go to sleep, it's probably going to be a lot harder to go to sleep. I'm currently re-recording this part of the video because apparently my camera thought that this was the right way to set the focus. Looks fucking great. Another issue is probably caffeine consumption. Concerningly often, I would drink a Celsius before going to the gym, a cup of coffee, along with like 2 Diet Cokes throughout the day that also contain caffeine. And if I seriously sat down and added all of that up, but you know what they say, it doesn't add up if you don't add it up. Clearly, I have a long way to go with this, and to be frank, I have a long way to go with phone addiction too, and every other part of my life that I'm trying to improve. Much like with the phone addiction, I didn't completely turn my life around by not scrolling Instagram Reels for a week, and now I didn't completely change my life by waking up 45 minutes earlier, but there has been an improvement. I'd like to be able to use these videos as a sort of reflection point for myself. If I keep making these small incremental changes over the next year or so, it should be a very different life that I'm living in a year. At least I think so. I don't know. Here's 10 Instagram Reels at once. Thank you for watching this video. This video is sponsored by the setup that I had to film the intro of this video, which definitely looked like I was about to film a porno. Okay, bye.